If you've ever felt like the only safe place left in the world is the inside of your own locked front door, this video is for you. You survived an experience that broke your reality, a relationship with a narcissist. You got out, or maybe they finally discarded you. But instead of celebrating your freedom, you find yourself doing the one thing no one expected, pulling away from everyone, retreating, hiding. It's confusing. It's painful. Why does escaping a prison leave you feeling like you need a new one? Today, we're going to dive into the shocking, yet completely logical, reasons why survivors of narcissistic abuse isolate themselves. It's not a weakness. It's a series of powerful, self-protective reactions that make perfect sense once you understand them. Let's get started. Number 1, the world now feels like a minefield. After narcissistic abuse, your internal radar for danger is permanently stuck on high. You were trained by the narcissist to believe that love, support, and closeness are actually weapons. Think about it. The one person who was supposed to care about you the most was the person who caused you the most harm. They used your deepest vulnerabilities, your trust, and your kindness against you. This experience creates a core belief. If I can't trust the person closest to me, how can I trust anyone? Isolation becomes a way to disarm the whole world. If you don't let anyone get close, no one can plant an emotional bomb in your life again. Every new friend, every potential date, every family member starts to look like a possible narcissist in disguise. Number 2, the trauma is too heavy to share. When people go through a normal breakup or a standard difficult event, they can tell their friends what happened, and they get immediate validation. But narcissistic abuse isn't a normal breakup. It's a slow psychological dismantling. When you try to explain it, the words fail you. You might say, "He cheated on me," and people understand. But what about, "He looked me in the eyes and completely denied something I knew he did, and made me question my own memory for 6 hours straight"? Most people simply can't grasp this level of calculated cruelty. When you try to share, you often run into 2 hurtful reactions: disbelief or simplification, like, "You just need to move on." These responses feel like a second layer of abuse. They deny your reality, just like the narcissist did. So, what's the natural reaction? You stop talking about it. You pull back. You decide it's easier to carry the heavy weight of your trauma alone than to risk being misunderstood, judged, or invalidated again. Isolation shields you from this secondary pain. Number 3, exhaustion from constant masking. During the abuse, you were forced to wear a mask 24/7. You had to monitor the narcissist's mood, anticipate their next outburst, and constantly adjust your personality to keep the peace. You were performing a role that kept you safe. When you finally leave, you are completely depleted. The emotional and mental energy required to simply survive that relationship has left you running on fumes. Now imagine trying to re-enter society. Socializing requires energy. It requires engaging in small talk, smiling, listening, and maintaining a positive appearance. For the survivor, this feels like putting the mask back on. It's too much work. Isolation isn't a choice to be lazy. It's a desperate need to conserve the small amount of energy you have left for the essential task of healing. Your body and mind are demanding rest. They are demanding a timeout from the performance. You are tired of having to seem fine when you are fundamentally broken, and being alone is the only place you can finally take a breath and drop the performance. Number 4, a deep feeling of shame and responsibility. This is one of the most heartbreaking reasons. Narcissists are masters of projection. They take all their own faults and toxic behaviors and they dump them onto you. They make you feel responsible for their cheating, their anger, their failures, and the collapse of the relationship. In the aftermath, the survivor is often left carrying a massive, invisible sack of shame. Thoughts plague you like, "How could I have been so blind?" Or, "Maybe if I had just been better, they wouldn't have hurt me." This feeling of contamination, of being flawed, damaged, or responsible for the horror, makes you feel unworthy of healthy relationships. You believe you're somehow tainted and will only bring negativity to others. Isolation becomes a form of self-punishment and a way to protect others from what you mistakenly believe is your own brokenness. It's a cruel trick of the trauma, convincing you that the victim is the problem. Number 5, the loss of identity. A narcissist doesn't want you to have your own identity. They want you to be an extension of them. Over time, you slowly gave up your hobbies, your friends, your opinions, and your goals to cater to their needs and avoid conflict. When the relationship ends, you look in the mirror and you might not even recognize the person staring back. You might ask, who am I without them? What do I actually enjoy doing? What are my own opinions on this topic? You are, in essence, an empty vessel that needs to be refilled. This process of rediscovery can't happen in a crowd. It requires a quiet, safe space where you can experiment with your own thoughts and feelings without judgment or interruption. Isolation, in this sense, is actually a crucial healing step. It's the time you take to rebuild your sense of self from the ground up, brick by brick. It's not about avoiding people. It's about finding the person you lost before you can introduce her or him back to the world. Number 6, the fear of the Hoover, re-traumatization. You might be physically free of the narcissist, but the psychological terror doesn't end immediately. Narcissists often try a manipulative tactic called hoovering. They attempt to suck you back into the relationship using fake apologies, promises of change, or dramatic declarations of love. If they can't reach you directly, they often use a tactic called a flying monkey, a mutual friend, a family member, or even a casual acquaintance. They recruit these people, often without the person even knowing the truth, to pressure you to forgive or reconcile. This creates an environment where you feel constantly hunted. Every phone call, every social invitation, every knock on the door, and every unexpected message is a potential portal for the narcissist to re-enter your life and restart the cycle of abuse. To shut down all access points, you shut down your life. Isolation is the ultimate security perimeter. It's the highest wall you can build to keep the predator and their unwitting helpers out of your healing space. Number 7, hypervigilance and empathy overload. Survivors of narcissistic abuse often develop hypervigilance. This is a state of constantly being on alert. You are watching everyone's facial expressions, analyzing their tone of voice, and scanning their body language for any sign of deception, manipulation, or anger. This is a trauma response, a skill you needed to survive the relationship, but it's utterly exhausting in normal social settings. Imagine a simple coffee date. While your friend is talking about their weekend, your brain is doing 1,000 calculations. Is that smile genuine? Why did their voice change pitch? Are they testing me? Combine this with the fact that survivors are often highly empathetic people. You pick up on everyone's emotional state. In a room full of people, you absorb their stress, their sadness, and their trivial frustrations. The result is a devastating empathy overload. You become so drained by the sheer amount of emotional data you're processing that isolation becomes the only way to turn down the volume and give your nervous system a chance to rest and regulate itself. It's a necessary retreat for the highly sensitive, traumatized soul. Number 8, the need to relearn basic trust. At its core, narcissistic abuse shatters your fundamental belief in the goodness of people and the predictability of the world. It teaches you that trusting your gut is dangerous and that your own perception is faulty. You need to rebuild 2 kinds of trust, and they both require time alone. Trusting others. You need to observe people from a distance first, slowly and carefully, testing who is genuinely safe, kind, and consistent. This is a slow process of filtering that can feel overwhelming to do while actively trying to engage. And trusting yourself. This is the most important one. You need to relearn how to listen to your own internal warning system. The narcissist spent years gaslighting you, making you doubt yourself. Isolation provides the quiet space needed to hear your own thoughts, validate your own feelings, and distinguish your intuition from the echoes of their critical voice. You are essentially retraining your brain. This kind of deep, internal work can only be done in solitude, away from the influence or noise of others. Your path forward. If you are currently isolated, please hear this. What you are doing is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of immense strength and intelligent self-preservation. You are protecting a part of yourself that was nearly destroyed. You are not a hermit. You are in a crucial, necessary phase of recovery. Your isolation is the cocoon you've built to transform. You are healing, rebuilding your foundations, and learning to trust the ground beneath your feet again. Be kind to yourself in this space. The goal isn't to stay isolated forever. The goal is to use this time to get strong enough to cautiously and powerfully re-engage with the right people. People who are consistent, kind, and who prove over time that they are truly safe. You deserve genuine connection. Now I want to hear from you. If you connected with anything in this video, if one of these reasons hit you harder than the others, please share it in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, if it validated your experience and gave you clarity, please give this video a like. And if you want to keep receiving content that focuses on healing and truly understanding the dynamics of narcissistic abuse, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for being here today, for showing up for your own healing, and for being brave enough to listen to this difficult truth. Keep going.